Hi, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Okay, so I actually love that I get to see some faces that I recognize. It's so good to see a lot of you again. For those of you who I'm getting to meet for the first time, hopefully we'll be able to spend little tidbits of time throughout the week exploring, learning together. So question for you, and you can feel free to write in the chat, but what was the first thought that crossed your mind this morning? Maybe it was like, oh, Beis Chana starting today. Sunny, yay. What, Chana, what about your phone? Anything? Anyone want to share? You could type it in the chat that I was still tired. Yeah, I totally relate to that. As a matter of fact, my body woke me up when it thought it should wake up. But the other part of my body was like, not really. Go back to sleep right now. You need at least another hour. So at least I was able to get that last hour. Yeah. Class starts tonight. I'm still sleepy. All of these are super legit, real feelings that we have. And I like that these are super polite because I think sometimes the first thoughts are not necessarily the most eloquent, put together, finest version of ourselves. Yes, I have to go to the bathroom. Very real. My dog took over my bed. Perfect. These are all amazing stuff and amazing ideas and really practical and make sense. What are the thoughts that we have first thing in the morning? What's so interesting is that actually when we pay attention to those first thoughts, they really can, and we're intentional about them, they actually scientifically and psychologically are proven to change our day. They're proven to change our week. They're actually proven to change our mindset. They're actually, in the field of positive psychology, they actually refer to this as your rudder of your day, like that part of the ship that's that's there, not so conscious, not so visual, not so upfront and in your face like the steering wheel, but actually steers the ship and helps it head in a certain direction. Interestingly enough, right when you wake up, your brain, there's brains that are, someone is unmuted and it's a little bit of background noise. Sorry. Okay, perfect. So scientifically, actually, your brain operates in different frequencies and different modes. And right when you wake up in the morning, your brain is in alpha mode, right? It's the alpha, beta, gamma, delta, not a sorority, brain waves. And the alpha mode is the most sponge-like, the most highly absorbent. That means whatever goes, kind of crosses the threshold, goes deeper. And if you were an experienced meditator, which I must disclaimer here, I am not an experienced meditator, but if you are, then what happens is you actually try to get your brain into alpha mode, because whatever crosses goes deeper into your mind, into your thought process. What's amazing is for thousands of years, what is meant to be the first thoughts? What is meant to be that first awareness that we have right when we wake up? Well, Jewish tradition teaches us we stop and we start with gratitude. We start with gratitude. We have this little short prayer, 12 words, super simple, nothing super sophisticated like the Amida, 18 blessings. God's name's not even in this prayer. It's called the Modeh Ani. So what we're going to do is first we're going to say the Modeh Ani together. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it, but what we do is we wake up, we sit up, we take our hands like this, bow our head a little bit, because what we're doing is we're acknowledging with gratitude the fact that we are alive. Step one, today is a gift. Step one, I'm alive. So what we're going to do is we're going to first say the Modeh Ani together, and then we'll unpack it a little bit, and then we'll talk about step two in our morning routine. And we'll discuss how helpful these are for us in day-to-day life. So hold on one second.
Amen.
Sorry about that. Okay. So does anyone know the Modeh Ani? Raise your hand if you do. I probably will not be leading it in song, but because singing is not necessarily, not why you asked me to come on here, right? For my fine voice. But let's join together a little bit. Do you want to help me back up singing? I have a backup child with a really good voice right here, but she's being shy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. So, Modeh Ani
Ani
lefanecha
lecha.
melech chai v'kayam shechazarta bi nishmati b'chemla rabba emunatecha. What is this prayer saying? What's the significance of this? Why was this instituted as the first thought that crosses my mind? When we start the Modeh Ani and we unpack it a little bit, what we actually start our day, first thought, gratitude. Thank you. Proven positive psychologist, the highest attended lecture at Harvard University was all about the power of gratitude and when to have gratitude, first thing in the morning. Our sages knew that already. That was part of our routine. And so we start our day thanking God that we are alive, because as we go to sleep, a portion of our soul ascends, a portion of our soul goes on high, God plugs it in, he recharges it, and he gives it back to us the next morning. So we start off with gratitude. The word modeh, you may have heard the word todah, like thank you, todah rabbah. We actually start Modeh Ani, I am grateful. A mindset of gratitude. We all know gratitude is trending and how important gratitude is, and have a gratitude journal and how good it is for the psyche and for your mindset. Judaism knew that already. This is part of our routine. Start our day, Modeh Ani, I am grateful. Gratitude means I am acknowledging there's someone giving me something. I'm receiving something. There's something significant. I'm having a dose of humility, a dose of surrender. Thank you. That's important. To know that we, you and I, that day is a gift that we're getting, we're receiving something. Wow. The power of gratitude. Sometimes we don't appreciate a lot of the things we have in life till we move on and we see others who don't have. Well, let's not take the day for granted. Start our day with gratitude. Thank you, Hashem. And then we go to Ani lefanecha, I before you. Who's the I? Who's the me? The Manya me? Not necessarily the teacher, the professor, the mom, just me and you, God. Ani lefanecha, me before you. It's not defined. It's not like, well, if you're an adult over bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, then you say this prayer. Or if you're a 2-year-old, you say this prayer. If you're male, you say this prayer. If you're female, no, just me. Ani lefanecha, me before you. Me, the essence of me, Hashem, not defined by my wallet, by my degree, if we ask you who you are, there's me, the student, there's me, the mom, there's me, the whatever. Now, this is the purest me and you, Ani lefanecha, me before you. Who are we before? Before Hashem. So we're saying before God, we're saying I am grateful, I am thankful. Me and you, that we're in this relationship. Who? The Melech Chai V'Kayam, a living and eternal king. What is that referring to? That's referring to a God, Hashem, who has a deep relationship and a deep bond with me, the personal me. Not a king in a palace or a God that's removed from the world, some other people in these different classes. I've got, students who come from other religious backgrounds and they want to know about, Judaism's perspective on God. They kind of see like there's this God, he created a world, he set it in, spinning in motion and like, see you later. Maybe I'll poke in and see how you guys are doing. Did you make a mess? Did you? No. This living and eternal king, this king that is involved in every aspect in life. Ani lefanecha, I have this relationship with God, a personal relationship, alive and involved in my day-to-day life, my day-to-day reality, my day-to-day issues, my day-to-day challenges. This king I have a relationship with that's involved. Melech Chai V'Kayim means that God is, was, will be always involved, a constant in my life. I need to pay attention to that and know that in a deep way. And the next passage, the next few words, Shechazarta, that he returned, Bi Nishmati, he returned my soul to me. Interesting, like I said, a part of our soul ascends on high. Now, if someone, we all know waking up in the morning is essential. Without waking up, we know we can't be here. We can't be on this beautiful Zoom learning together, right? If we're not here, if we didn't wake up this morning. So we need that part of our soul, that soul that God returns to us. It's my soul, my custom-made personal part of Hashem that's within me, that makes me me. God returns to me. My soul is that part of me that no matter what, won't go away. It's always there. I once had a student who said, I think I'm going to opt out. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's not going to opt out of Judaism. I said, I hate to break it to you. You have an neshama. You have a part of Hashem in you. You can't opt out. It's a part of you. And it's going to knock at the door because it's yours. It's a part of you in a very deep place. Who returned my soul to me, that part of Hashem, that's in me. It's there every day. And I'm, again, another chance, a new day. Bechemla, with compassion. Maybe yesterday I sat on the couch and just, Netflix all day. Or maybe yesterday I wasn't the best version of myself in any area of my life. But guess what? God has compassion and he's giving me another day and another chance. Maybe I don't feel like I deserve it, but Hashem knows I deserve it.
Manya, would you like a question now or at the end?
I think at the end is easier if that's okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Otherwise I may lose and we may not be able to just cover some of the main ideas, but we have time for questions. We'll make sure to make time for questions. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So bechamla, with compassion, that means that Hashem he's compassionate and he's giving to me whether I am maximizing it, whether I'm tapping into that soul power and using it to be the best version of myself, or whether whatever, yesterday, could have done better. We all have those days, right? And then comes the last two lines, Rabba emunasecha. Great is your faithfulness. So there's a question, who is this faithfulness? My faithfulness, who are we talking about? And there's two beautiful explanations. One, your faithfulness being that when we truly wrap our mind around the idea that today is a gift that Hashem is giving me, in order for me to maximize my potential, and no matter where I was, but knowing that I need this gift in this day, and there's this godly soul within me, and I'm going to do amazing things with it, or I can do amazing things with it, it's going to lead me to strengthen my faith in Hashem. And another beautiful explanation that is given, great is your faithfulness, is actually referring to Hashem having faith in us. Hashem believing in our ability today. Hashem saying, you have my vote. I believe in you. I need you. You sitting wherever we are around the world, I'm sitting here, a little old College Station. Hashem needs me. And wherever you find yourself, both geographically, whether it's at a different stage in life. And that's the beauty and the power of this short 12-word prayer, is it really spans every age, from a 2-year-old to a 99-year-old. This prayer, this simple prayer, the 12 words, is a 12-word equalizer that we all start our day with. Amazingly, right after we do that, we didn't say Hashem's name yet. We're just acknowledging gratitude that we're here, being present in that moment. Even if the thoughts are a little murky, maybe a little groggy, we're still saying, I'm here. I'm here for a reason. The day needs me. The world needs me. And that mindset is really, really healthy. The mindset of gratitude, of appreciating each day, is really healthy. Then from there, what we do is we move on right away to Netilat Yadayim. So here I brought Exhibit A. This is from my bedroom. And here's a little washing cup. You may have seen one of these, called Negelvas, or nail water, but it's really Netilat Yadayim. And what we do is we start right afterwards, right after I say I'm here and I'm ready and I'm present. Well, do you remember I said a portion of our soul ascends on high? When it returns, while that soul, between that portion of the soul, we want to purify ourselves, ready for the day, wash our hands. We're showing that our hands are ready to roll. We're not just ready in theory, and I'm grateful in theory for my new day. I'm ready to take on the day. And Judaism, it's about action. We got to do something. So we start, we wash our hands. 1. Always convenient to have a little towel around. That's why they make these. Okay. And then we basically are saying we are ready to take on our day and start our day, washing our hands, Netilat Yadayim. We actually have this little tradition, as soon as our kids are old enough not to knock them all over the floor. Each kid has their own little Netilat Yadayim washing cup and basin. It's a beautiful, easy, simple mitzvah it brings purity. You're ready to take on the day. And each of our kids, before we go to bed, we know we fill it up, that we're all ready. First thing, do a mitzvah, start the day, and then we continue on with the rest of the thoughts. Then we continue on with whatever else we need to accomplish. So those two, that simple, it's great to be grateful in, that's a great question. It's great to be grateful. It's great to have gratitude, and it's great to like feel an emotion, even focus on the fact that, wow, I'm here and Hashem needs me. This takes it. What do? We want to take our emotions. We don't want to just like leave them in like this space. We want to ground it in action right away, that we're ready to actually take on the day. When we're done with this water, notice the water is on the bottom. We take this water and we dump it out. We in the bathroom, get rid of it. I don't advise you leaving it in your rooms. We have had that. Plenty of towels, plenty of carpets, but right away you dump it in the bathroom sink, like get rid of it right away. So Itzi, let's go to quickly any questions that came up, if there are any.
Yeah, I just see Adele's hand raised. So Adele, do you have a question?
Sure, go ahead. I also could look at the chats, that would help.
Yeah, do you want to unmute yourself?
That was actually before she said she said a question and then said like with a raise of hand. So I was just raising my hand for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
sorry.
Do you have any question?
No.
Okay, perfect.
I forgot to take it down.
No, you're good. All good.
Okay.
It's easier than sitting in class for 20 minutes like this, right? So
right, yeah.
Yay, Zoom, one of the perks. Okay.
Okay.
Another beautiful comment is that some days when you wake up and you could really get your mind to gratitude, that it really does affect our day. Always our mindset is very powerful, and how we start our day makes a huge difference. And I love to focus on this simple prayer because it's really 12 words that can totally shift your mindset. And really, psychologically, if you're trying to get yourself into a better mind frame, like let's say you're about to lose it, or you're frustrated, or you're in a negative mind space, it actually takes 12, maybe 12 now, they say 12 to 15 seconds. But when I first did the research about 5 years ago, it was 12 seconds of like really conscious mindfulness, or consciously saying like, I don't want to be in that space. I'll give you an example. It was a Friday afternoon. I was super stressed out, snapping at everyone. It may not happen in your houses, but every once in a while when you're preparing for 100 guests and you didn't get enough sleep and you snap at people. It was one of those days. Again, maybe none of you can relate to that, but that was definitely a reality for me. And I remember one of my children just stood in front of me and said, they were like 6 or 7. They said, "You're in a bad mood." And what's the logical response to that? I am not in a bad mood. And the child just looked at me very calmly and said, "You're definitely in a bad mood, a very bad mood." And like suddenly I had to be like, whoa. But because I knew that if I stepped outside for 12 seconds, I could reshape my mindset. And during those 12 seconds, the same 12 words, Modeh Ani is a 12-word prayer. During those 12 seconds, think to myself, what kind of Friday do I want in my home? What kind of vibe do I want in my home? What do I want my child to feel on a Friday getting ready for Shabbat? The joy of Shabbat, the stress of Shabbat. And in those 12 seconds, I gave myself a timeout, not the child. I needed the timeout. So this Modeh Ani, this 12-word prayer, so simple, literally is so transformational. I want to share with you something briefly. My youngest are triplets, and they were born at 32 weeks and 5 days, pretty early. Full gestation is 40 weeks, right? And they were in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, for 4 weeks. And before we left the hospital, they were 32 plus 4, do the math. They were at 36 weeks, okay? And 36 weeks and 5 days. They were not yet even 37 weeks, right? And the Baylor School of Medicine actually stopped and did a kind of like a psychological analysis of each of them. 37 weeks, it's like not even 36. And one of the first things she said to me was, you could tell these children were held and spoken to daily. What do you think we were telling them? Philosophy 101. What were we telling them? We were holding them, saying Shema with them before they went to bed, saying Modeh Ani with them when we got there. And so from a young age, these words can become a part of our reality. And it's something that we can make sure that we're raising our children with that idea of starting their day, knowing they're here for a reason, being grateful and reminding themselves they have a bond, they have a connection to Hashem, to God, to not this abstract, aloof, removed, to a God that's very much mine. And there's a beautiful thought about this, that it's not good enough to just think the gratitude. We've got to verbalize it and articulate it. Because I can be grateful to, maybe we're all grateful to the people we meet in life, but they can't read our minds. When we say something, it anchors it in reality. There's a power. So we wake up, we put our hands together, we bow our head, we say Modeh Ani. We acknowledge this. Any questions? Oh, yes, great question. If we don't know Hebrew, can you still say it in Hebrew? Should you still say it in Hebrew? So first of all, now you all know what it means. So yay. Second of all, send yourself a voice note or ask someone to send yourself a voice note of it and just practice it because you'll learn it. But there's a power to actually saying, first of all, it's 12 words. We can all learn it, right? Can YouTube, there's some pretty cute Texas versions of the Modeh Ani that we all love here in Texas. I'll give you a hint. It says Emunatacha because we're in Texas and everyone has ranches except, of course, us. But this, I actually make sure that we have these handy so everyone can have them around. But there's a power to actually saying the words in Hebrew because you're tapping into the Hebrew letters are not just in Hebrew word. Language is not just like a thing. Hebrew is holy and powerful, and you're tapping into divine energy when you do it. I'll send a voice note. Julie will send you a voice note. There you go. And you can all say that, Julie, you're going to be like in everyone's homes in the morning. So you better like, make sure you're like, whatever you need to do to prep your voice properly. Okay. No big deal. I will not do that. So I'm glad someone here will. Yes, there is still say it in Hebrew because first of all, now we all know what it means. There's a power to the words itself and to saying those words. And there's an energy in each of the letters and each of the words that you're saying. You're tapping into big ideas. And now we all know what those ideas mean. So that's definitely what I would have, I would do if I was trying in the morning, whether I kind of knew it or not. Any other questions or thoughts or ideas or layers that we can uncover further?
Yeah, if anyone has a question, feel free to unmute yourself and just go ahead and say it. You don't have to type it in the chat.
I just, it's not a question, it's more of a comment, I guess. I was a psych major in undergrad and I'm studying to be an art therapist now in grad school. And that whole thing about positive psychology is so true. And like expressing gratitude on a daily basis, like one of the main things that I'm learning in school is to like actually like teach my patients one day to like have a little gratitude journal and write down 3 things every day or verbalize 3 things every day that you're grateful for, especially now during these very difficult times. To be like, oh, I'm grateful for that I'm alive. I'm grateful for my personal health. I'm grateful for this, that, the next thing. And then that way, like, it keeps you more level-headed and it's really a remarkable thing.
Yeah, no, humans have this funny thing that sometimes, sometimes like we're always looking at what we don't have. And there's a good layer to that because it keeps us progressing and evolving and growing. And the Talmud says it's part of our nature that if we have 100, we want 200. It's good because it helps us progress, but it can stop us when, like I had my phone and I loved it, but now it's like a piece of garbage because, the newest iPhone came out, right? So we have this desire for more, but pausing and reflecting on what we're grateful for. Interestingly enough, Sean Acker, this brilliant mind, obviously, you can Google him, TED Talks and all, he actually gave the most highly attended lecture at Harvard. And it was actually all about this. It was because he got to Harvard and he got there and he saw that people were really down and depressed. And he's like, this makes no sense. Everyone kind of, hashtag life goals. They made it to Harvard, their goal school. Why are they sad? So he got permission to live in the freshman dorms and did research for 10 years. And his lecture was the most highly attended. And it was all about expressing gratitude and verbalizing what you're grateful for and doing it actually first thing in the morning. So there's so much, but what's incredible? Torah is such an absolute, and so there's such a truth to everything. And so the fact that this is a Jewish value, meaning the fact that positive psychologists, this movement came, realized that this is a good idea now, this is something that our sages understood human psyche, understood the nature of who we are. We're tapping into spiritual energy, our soul, and this is a part of our routine. And this is so incredible. Yes, it's wonderful. Like you said, I forgot your name. Sorry, Jillian. Okay, it's so amazing when we see, you know, these ideas kind of coming forward. And I agree 100%, you know, that it's amazing to, in fact, focus on gratitude and verbalize it in journals and all of that. But if we take the traditions that have been ours, so sacred to us as Jews for years, so tomorrow morning, wake up, start your day with Modeh Ani. Start your day with gratitude. Start your day acknowledging the things you're grateful for. Start your day acknowledging that part of you, that soul that's just a part of Hashem, that's a part of you. And you never know from there what the day leads. Certainly, scientifically and medically and psychologically, it's healthy for you. But we knew that. The sages knew that. And this gift of Modeh Ani is a gift that will change your day, it will change your mindset, and it helps us move forward in a positive way. So Jillian, thank you for sharing that. Any other thoughts or questions or ideas? Okay, well, ladies, if not, it was incredible joining. I know I will be seeing you again, God willing, tomorrow. And we'll be day by day. I see. Oh, no. Day by day, we'll be exploring different ideas together. And I'm very much looking forward to learning together. Yes.
Thank you so much, Manya. We're very, very excited to have this practical aspect of Sun and Steady, where we're actually walking away with practical things that you're showing us how to do, like washing our hands, saying the Modeh Ani. We're going to have the voice note from Julie. So
I have to say that that's the most, inspiration is wonderful and ideas are great. But sometimes if it just like you go someplace and you're so inspired, you have a great conversation at DMC with someone and you're so inspired, but like we need to ground it in action, tangible takeaways that are real. In Judaism, it's all about, let's do it, So, feel free, dump in the chat. How many of you tomorrow morning are able to wake up, say Modeh Ani, sing it out loud in your room. Your voice is a little croaky. It's okay. Sit up, acknowledge the day, and see how it changes. I have to say, I got a message from a student, someone in the military base, who said that they went to this Modeh Ani workshop 4 years ago, and they've been saying it every single day since. And they asked for more of the Modeh Ani cards because they realized that they used to always, if they talked to God or prayed, it was always about a to-do list or a I need list. And they said since they started saying Modeh Ani, and they've been doing it for 4 years since, they realized that it affected their communication with Hashem, with God, that suddenly it was about what they were grateful for. So it seeped in slowly but surely, this idea of really being grateful for the gifts in life. Yes, Julie just wrote a beautiful comment. There's actually a beautiful story of a young teenager who visited the Lubavitcher Rebbe's mother frequently to deliver groceries, and he got to know her. And he once said, I don't even know what possessed me. I asked the Rebbe's mother, what's the Rebbe's favorite prayer? And a week later, the Rebbe's mother, Rebbe Tzimchana, came back and said, Modeh Ani. That 12 words that we start a day with. You think, oh, the Amida. No, start your day, every single one of us, no matter what major, where we live, what we're doing, what age, start, acknowledge the day, be grateful. And gratitude does change your life in a positive way. Acknowledging Hashem and your neshama, your soul, that part of you that's forever, super powerful. So have a lovely day, ladies. Enjoy the learning. You are, I saw the schedule, such a treat. So many incredible, enjoy your week. What a gift.
Thank you so much, Manya.
Tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.